March 22nd is going to be the biggest Battle and Berry we've ever had today. Battle and Berry 60, Peralt versus Sanders. The number one ranked middleweight in New England and the Northeast is going to be fighting local guy Chris Peralt. Toughest fight.
Oh my God! Good morning. I don't know if I'm ready for today. I don't know, man. This is going to be something else. Welcome to the Aired Out Podcast. Welcome. And happy Friday. Fly on the Wall Productions bringing it to you live on Facebook and YouTube. We're streamed everywhere you get your podcasts. And yes, we are on the web at airedoutvt.com. A whole new website that is coming that Woodland Studios is making right now. They are actually constructing this, and I cannot wait to launch it. Rex is with me this morning. Good morning, buddy.
Bro, what is going on, my man?
Jeez, look at you. Where the hell's Athena?
Instead of Athena, I had to bring the belt today. I couldn't carry them both.
Really?
Yeah, check this thing out.
You chose the belt over little Athena?
I had to.
Bastard.
It was a business decision.
Look at that beautiful belt. Oh, my God, dude.
Oh.
Jesus. Show that thing, man. Show it.
Let me see.
It's
heavy.
And do tell. What is it?
Okay, so that right there is the DBFB custom-made belt. This is what separates us from other promotions.
Yeah.
Okay? So everybody, a lot of the promotions, and every time I go to another show, they're always trying to sell me their gear or whatnot.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what the secret is. It's Pakistani. They order these custom belts. They're like $200. Okay. They're really cool for like the amateur shows because they are. They're bigger, the stuff like that. But they don't. If you notice the detail in this has little diamonds in all four of the corners. The plates are fully engraved, laser etching, raised lettering on side of them. And we spend thousands of dollars to build one of these. So this is actually, a lot of times our belts are close to what the purse is that we pay out for the professional fighters. So not only do they win the purse, but they win a belt that is almost equal to what their purse is. So yeah, we spend a lot of money on that. So that's why fighters love to come down. Now they have something to fight for. When you're a pro fighter, you're expected to get paid. But when you fight for a belt and it's that beautiful,
it is beautiful.
We ordered it's a Pro-Am custom belt,
Yep.
and everything is hand stitched. There's fur on the back of it. It's a well-made. All of our belts, our custom belts for the professionals, are made through these guys.
Being the sick bastard that I can be at times,
yeah.
I'm already envisioning something here that I want to do with
Fuck around, find out Friday. Oh, where's the jar? You got
It's
me
right
another
here.
roll of quarters to buy?
It's right here.
Thanks, buddy.
Swear
We're
jar.
trying. So, I honestly.
Swear jar. And you look what I got. Can I just show? I'm going to show everyone what I got just for you. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
I was gonna say you got me another 20 worth of quarters, right?
Right there. Okay.
But I'm learning and I'm growing. I'm trying up because
We all swear, buddy. That's the whole thing.
I get that, but sometimes it can be really kind of just shitty. Not everybody likes that.
Happy Friday,
I get
everybody.
trying to get a point.
Hey, birthdays today. Fred McKenzie.
Oh, I know Fred. Fred's the bro. He's a cook. That guy's a really good barbecue kind of guy.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yes. We have Michael Murphy, who I've known since he was a tiny little kid. Williamstown. Not Williamstown.
Yeah, I know a few Michael Murphys.
Orange. Joshua Foster, although I have no idea where he lives now.
Holy shit, Josh Foster. What is he, like 40, 50 now?
I don't know.
I wonder if he's smartened up any that he's gotten older.
Oh, boy.
You know who Josh is, right? Oh. Josh was the kid that got shot in the face by Danny Ayer back in the day. You don't remember the big court case, Valsa Giacomo?
Yes.
Yeah. That's who Josh Foster is.
One of the bars over here. Wasn't that Green Mountain Tavern?
No.
It was a different one.
That was at a motorcycle club.
Michael Gilman, Jordan Bullard.
I know Mike Gilman, too.
Do you?
Yep.
Courtney Lee Grossier. who I can't believe is 31. Known her since she was a little kid. Dan
year-old.
Pratt, Sandra Fletcher, all on the birthday list today.
Wow, just think, man. Were your parents at a swinger party together for you all to have the same birthday party? I always wonder that in a small community. Was there a bunch of upside-down pineapples hanging around Berry City on that day? Or was there just one big upside-down pineapple at the town hall?
You know, I feel so naive. It's like I'm gonna admit something right now.
Go ahead, man.
And I didn't even know what the whole upside down pineapple thing was
Oh, no shit.
until
You don't watch enough porn?
I don't know, maybe.
Well, now it's on like TikTok. It's
I don't know,
everywhere.
man. Maybe a year ago or so.
No shit.
Yes.
You got exposed to culture.
Oh my God.
Something?
I want to talk this morning. See, Dave's just like me. He doesn't know. Google it, Dave.
All right, an upside down pineapple is
God,
for the
please. Dave.
for those of you that don't know, get on to TikTok or whatever, and it'll show an upside down pineapple. I didn't know that either until a couple years ago, and so I make sure I don't go out in public wearing any kind of shirt with a pineapple on it. I just don't do that. But it's an upside down pineapple. I guess they put it on their doors, and it's a secret code for the swingers.
Yeah.
Teach their own, whatever.
Yeah.
If they're that confident in their relationship, good for them, man.
So every now and then, you might be in a hotel or wherever.
Yeah, I never bring my wife. I usually rent a hooker so I can bang other dudes' wives. I'm just kidding.
You know-
I saw that meme. I thought it was really
Can
funny.
can I just say something about what you just said?
I'd rather not elaborate on that.
No. Just listen. Just hear me out here. I just learned something.
What's that?
This is fascinating. Just hear me for a second.
I'm listening.
There is a
man.
type of male. This is true. If you don't believe me, I'm telling you, Google it. Dave, Google this. There's a type of male octopus, and this makes me think of you. That actually,
I can't wait to see where this goes.
it actually injects a powerful poison into the hearts of females before mating.
It's called a roofie. No, why are you comparing me to some octopus that roofies his old ladies?
To avoid being eaten.
Oh.
Hear me.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It immobilizes the females, which are
Roofie.
normally the female octopus is around twice the size of the male. Rex, the female octopus is twice the size as the male octopus.
So now I get why it reminds me. I get it, man.
What happens is
I'm an equal opportunist.
This is
dude.
true.
I don't care if they're a big girl. I don't care if they're a little girl. No, wait. Edit that out. I do care. I meant in size-wise. That size doesn't matter to me as much.
The male, I'm not kidding. The male octopus.
But this is great. This is great because
No.
next time I go to Gusto's and the girl's bigger than I am, I'm just going to club her so I don't have to deal with fighting with her.
I hope Brenda's not listening.
She probably is.
This is true. The male octopus, which again, significantly smaller than the female, after they mate, the female devours the male, eats the entire octopus, kills them.
It'd be,
So
to me, that would be a good death.
finally,
I'm ready to die.
after you get laid,
Yeah.
so
It's not like he does it before or during.
So now, finally, and I don't know how many years this has been going on, but finally, there's a new male octopus that has figured this shit out and is now injecting this poison directly into the heart of the female to immobilize them so that when they're done mating, the male has time to escape and get away before being devoured, eaten.
Evolution. Yep.
Finally, the
But you know why
males-
nature
the males
does
have
that? Do you know
figured
why
it out.
nature does
They
that?
have figured it out.
But do you know why nature does? Well, they haven't figured it out.
They
Because now it's going to
No,
create
this is
Listen.
sexual cannibalism.
Yes.
They have figured it out.
But we're talking about the animal kingdom. So now they're going to create a new problem. So nature, we always evolve to solve our problems. So do you know what the problem was? Why they killed the octopus? I used to live in Washington State. Gig Harbor has some of the largest octopuses in the world, the giant octopus. But do you know why they killed them? Because the male octopus in kingdoms, they will kill other male babies because they're a threat.
Ooh.
So that's why when you're a lion pride, they would never take a male lion that's not part of their pride. They wouldn't do it. That's just animal kingdom. So now the males are like, I got one up on you today. But now evolution will come back. They'll figure out a way to become, immune to that, so they can go back to killing them. Because otherwise, because everything in nature is made to make their species survive. We're all animals.
Just got a text. JD, shut up and do the weather. Either side of 30 right now.
70 yesterday,
Oh
snow
my God,
today,
I know.
summer again. Welcome to Vermont.
And you wonder why everybody's got a sore throat right now.
I know why you have a sore throat. That's going to be a clip.
Either side of 30 right now for most of Vermont, and it is not going to be getting anywhere near that it was yesterday. Snow this morning. Debbie Davis Hunt says that her dad used to call it poor man's fertilizer.
Yes, 100%.
I like that.
100%. That snow. Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Yep. Every old timer. That's what they always said.
Here's our forecast for some of these bastards that are down in North Carolina, like Crystal, listening this morning. Soaking up the
John
sun.
Anderson's
God,
out in Vegas. We usually go to Vegas for fight week. That's when I tried to fight Conor McGregor's boxing coach in the middle of the casino.
Were you drinking Jameson?
I believe it was. And I just remember telling Ed Collins, I was like, don't you pull me off that big bastard. He was like 6'5" and probably close to 300 pounds. And he was coming through with Conor McGregor. And I was like, I bet you think you could box, you big goofy fuck. He did not take that lightly at all. I think he might have been on a cycle because he got very fucking angry really quick. And I remember I was like,
okay,
Big Ed,
and
don't pull me off him.
All right, so
I'm going to make it on the TMZ.
So you're saying this, but last week you attack me on my show for screwing around with Pinnacle Paul Lombardi?
Well, that was, but I was drinking,
but
and I don't drink.
Oh, okay.
So I don't say I don't drink.
Then
I don't
understand.
have ultimatums.
All right.
Because I still do. Because probably the night of the show, I probably will drink. But what I won't do is hop on my motorcycle and drive home again because the police do not like my fast motorcycle when I'm drunk at night on the streets.
Did you say again?
I meant I won't do it.
You won't.
No. Hey,
you did not say the word again.
No, I did.
Okay,
I
please.
did. So for those of you that don't know,
Oh, God, please, Lord.
Oh, Jesus. This is why I stay away from Jameson, and this is why now I have designated drivers, stuff like that, because I do not trust myself when I drink. I can't. I'm a fucking retard. Idiot.
Yes.
So I went and I did a podcast, and the whole point of the podcast, they want to talk about motorcycle clubs, stuff like that. Drank a lot of whiskey. Loaded me up in my truck, gave me my bottle. I made it about 10 minutes down the road, got myself a DUI in St. Albans. And I just remember thinking, I was like, when I left, because I had drank so fast, I was like, I'm fine. Did not feel the effects till that cop pulled me over. I was like, I am so drunk right now. I should not be driving. And so I went to jail.
That's not cool, bro.
No, it definitely was not. And so I paid the price. I went, I did all that stupid shit that you have to pay for. Your first offense, you get it down to a careless and negligent, whatever it was there. Thought I had taken care of all of it. At one of my shows, I remember thinking to myself, I was like, absolutely not. I'm going to have 2 drinks. That's all I had. And so I got on my bike, headed up the Quarry Hill. I came out of Gusto's.
Yeah.
Headed up Quarry Hill, ripped my bike up through Main Street like I normally do. Never even saw the cop. And then as soon as I had a really long head start. He didn't even have my plate number or nothing. And I saw the blue lights. I was like, hey, I really felt fine. So I pulled over. Should have kept running. But I didn't. I did the right thing as a citizen, as a good citizen. I pulled over, and it got really messy from there. I made a complete ass out of myself on the side of the road. Got brought to jail. I am not a fun person to arrest when I've been drinking. I am just not a fun person. I think I'm funny as hell when I'm drunk. I am a shitty person. I can change just like that. And I have skills to really fuck my life up.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah. I've been with you when you've had Jameson at Gusto's. And I've seen,
and you watch me dance. I love to dance.
I've seen the dance moves. I still am suffering from PTSD from that.
Screw you, man. I can dance.
I remember being outside with you saying, Rex, come on, let me give you a ride home. And you were like, I think you said so beautifully, something like, get out of my way, bitch. And I was like, okay, yep, you got it.
Yeah, no, I'm an idiot. I don't critically think. I can justify my actions. Yeah, nothing good ever comes out of it when I...
Next time, if you've had a couple of Jamesons, next time I'll try to put you in an ankle, what do you call it?
No.
Ankle bar?
Straight ankle, knee bar.
Knee bar.
Knee bar,
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. I'll try to put you down.
No, we all, man. And it's part of growing up around... You didn't grow up around here. You grew up in a little bit of a bigger city.
Yeah.
My parents didn't pay attention. My parents were busy. They had a store. They worked 7 days a week. So I was left to my friends raising me, my grandparents raising me, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So me and my friends found things to do. The things to do was to get the bum on the railroad tracks to...
If you don't shut your ringer off, I'm going to come over there and bitch slap you right now. I'm going to put some... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put some flour on my hand, and I'm going to come over there, and I'm going to crack you one so hard across the side of your bald head that the flour is going to go flying, and everyone's going to see it right now.
Perfect.
Go ahead. You were saying.
What was I saying?
No, you just the way you're growing up. With
yeah,
your
so
parents, they were busy.
So what did we do? We would go. We would get. We'd be bored. There'd be nothing to do. We get the little bums down on the railroad tracks to buy us alcohol, or we. I wasn't really into drugs growing up because I did wrestle, but I did drink. I drank a lot. I did smoke a little bit of pot, but I never got into any hard drugs until I got out of the Army. That's when I fuck it. I felt invincible the second time I got out, so I did a lot of dumb shit.
Be careful. You're making Glenn Brummert blush right now. We're looking at clear skies tonight, 26 degrees. This is sap running weather, though, right here. I mean, it's great.
But what's the weather going to be like tomorrow?
Tomorrow,
during the day?
Saturday, partly cloudy to start out, then mostly cloudy, rain and wet snow in the mix, and 53 degrees tomorrow. 53.
Well, that won't be bad. We're in spring.
Saturday night, more rain and snow. Not that it matters. It doesn't. You're not going to give a 3 or 2 shits about the weather on Saturday night because you're going to be screaming your head off at the Barrie Auditorium, screaming, punch him in the face.
It's 70 degrees inside the auditorium.
It is.
Man.
I know.
It is. And everybody keep watching because at the end of this show, we're going to give away 2 VIP tickets to one of our tables at the show. They're $100 tickets a piece. You get to sit at a VIP table. The waitress from Gusto's comes down there. She gives you your drink. She takes your orders.
I'm going to be there with Brummert.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's
his buddy Richard won a VIP table the other night.
Seriously?
Richard Manning, yes.
You know
just
what?
won a front row.
Brummert, I'm going to be so jacked up that I might just bitch slap Brummert right there. I might get into it right there with him.
Well, I
Just
wouldn't
for the-
advise it
Well, just for the sake of getting into it.
because you're the little male octopus in this situation.
I'll take him right down. Drop him like a fucking tree.
You're going to stab him with your tool and
Right.
slow his heart down?
Jesus.
But I know how you're trying to get to his heart,
Oh, my God.
not through his chest.
Gabe Cole just wrote, can't wait for tomorrow. Donnybrook Fight Promotions puts on the most exciting event in Central Vermont.
Absolutely. Gabe Cole is one of our biggest sponsors. Gabe Cole from The Source down in East Montpelier. They specialize in Subarus, Toyotas. They have certified mechanics down there. And Gabe's just a good dude.
Jessica is saying, what's the event? I missed it.
Oh, my gosh. Donnybrook Fight Promotions. For those of you that missed it, we have the
I'm putting up the website in the comments here. Go
professional
ahead.
welterweight title between the number one ranked guy, Ryan Sanders, versus Chris Perot. Chris Perot is a local guy from St. Johnsbury. He's an undefeated professional fighter. We also have the number one contender, ISKA, Small Glove Muay Thai Amateur contender fight. At our halftime show, we have a tag team professional wrestling match. We set up, so
Green Mountain Wrestling.
Green Mountain Wrestling. Yes, it's good. The Colony. They're a tag team wrestling crew. They're coming in. They're going to be doing the halftime show. What a lot of people don't realize, we set this auditorium up. There's a 40-foot screen. There's professional DJs. We have a professional camera crew that's there, our production crew. There is Gusto's that caters this, so you're able to drink, eat. There's alcohol that they sell there. Gusto's gets an alcohol license, so you can watch the event on a Saturday night, get primed for the Gusto's after party.
Oh, my God.
It is so much fun. There's going to be a couple thousand people in there. We also added more VIP tables so we can have some for sale at the door.
Jessica, what do we have to do? She's saying my fiance would love that. What do we have to do to get her there?
Oh my God! You come to the Barry. So you come to the Barry Auditorium.
You're going to give away some VIP tickets on the show right here.
Yeah.
Today, right now.
We're going to figure that out. We're going to. Oh, you know what? I'm going to think of a number or something. I don't know.
Brummert's threatening me, calling me a fucking leprechaun. I mean, this
Swear
is not...
jar. Swear jar, JD. Figure out how to put it in there. You brought that thing, and you can't even figure out how to put quarters in there.
Turn it on.
No, you don't have to. My daughter had to show me how to use it.
What'd you do?
Slide that.
I got it.
Yeah.
Hey, where's all of this? Where's all this money going to? Have we decided?
We ain't even decided yet. Oh, we decided? I know at our show we are raffling off a television.
Okay.
And that money, all the proceeds, we usually donate to a nonprofit.
What size TV are we talking about here?
Oh, it's a 72-inch flat screen TV donated by Wilkins Harley Davidson.
Damn.
They're also going to be at the show. They're bringing a brand new Harley Davidson.
Oh,
They're
my
setting
God.
up their tent.
Oh,
Fucking
God.
beautiful.
Wow.
Tall Truck will be there. They'll set their tent up. Well, of course, we'll have our gear. We have the brand new trading cards. Liam McNeil is the featured fighter on this card.
You're on a roll. Listen.
Oh,
go.
yeah, dude. We got this.
Go.
Now I lost my train of thought. Thanks, dude.
No, you're kicking ass.
No,
You're
now
talking
I've lost.
about all of
I
this.
had that train rocking and rolling, and like a moose, you stepped out in front of it.
On a roll.
Like a freaking moose, you stepped out in front of my truck.
Tall Truck is amazing. They've been with you for a while.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The source, Gabe Cole.
Yeah.
Mentioned him.
We got the Comfort Inn up there with Sam Ballard, those guys. We got
Yes.
Kidder's Interior. Kidder's Interior, Extreme Excavating, Extreme Flagging. Those guys have been there. Elward Painting, another local guy that's been around here.
Granite City MMA.
Granite City MMA, Aired Out Podcast.
Gusto's.
Of course, Gusto's.
Barslow Construction.
But how can we forget Barslow Construction?
Why am I naming off all of your sponsors?
Because I lose my train of thought because people interrupt me like a moose hitting a truck.
Tonight, we have to talk about tonight. My God, there's so much going on.
That's what I was going to say. If you have never been to one of the shows and you want to see some of just a little bit of the behind the scenes, tonight at 6 o'clock, we have the media weigh-ins. That's when all the professional fighters and everybody comes in. They do their tail of the tape. They do their face-offs. We announce them. That is free to the public. Come on in. You can a lot of the fight, you can meet the fighters, bring your kids in. It's exciting for them. This is a family-friendly show. We use UFC ref Kevin of the Muay Thai expert Michael Walters. Judges also work for UFC.
March 22nd is going to be the biggest
This is not
Battle
a,
of Barry we've ever
this is a
had.
real.
Battle
This
of
is
Barry
real.
60.
And so what we're
Peralt
doing is because a
versus
lot of
Sanders,
people
will
the
see
number
blood.
one ranked middleweight in New
Yes.
England and the
Yes.
Northeast.
If- yeah.
Local
Well, yeah.
Chris Peralt.
So that,
Toughest fight
most
he's
likely.
ever had.
It's not like cockfighting. It's a regulated professional fight.
Yeah.
You know, people, do they get hurt? Absolutely. I can get
You're-
hurt walking into my house, though.
It's a sanctioned event.
Yes, 100%. It's sanctioned through the state. It's sanctioned through ISKA regulations. It's registered through Combat Registry and ABC. So they're all counted fights.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's not like the cockfighting events that you have Friday night at your house during the summer. Totally different.
Yeah. I wish somebody had told me that it involved a chicken this whole time.
Yeah, because those little you got those little baby chicks that you just got down at Tractor Supply, and they're fighting each other in your living room.
That's not what I knew. That's not what I
Shitting
thought
everywhere.
it was.
That's not good, buddy.
They're in my utility room in a big metal bucket with a heat lamp over them right
Oh
now.
my God. You know. I just I was just over Tractor Supply not long ago.
I just got 10 chicks in.
Adam told me that they had like 290 plus, almost it was right around 300 chicks that sold in like an hour and a half.
Yep. We ordered ours.
Holy shit.
Took forever to get here.
God.
Bro, have you seen the so I watched the whole thing on you see the whole contract thing with Verizon, how they want to switch it to how the government wants to switch it to Starlink now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before I get to that,
I have to talk about the Haskell Opera House too this
Yeah,
morning.
let's do that first.
No, you go ahead. Do your thing.
well, this was me and Big Ed were talking about this morning because we have long drawn out. We
I want Big Ed in here.
I should have invited him today.
There's room on the couch,
Because
Ed.
he is like he's a very, very intelligent person. Which brings me to
Did you just say that Big Ed is a very intelligent person?
he actually has a college degree.
All right.
He's
Can we get him in here, please?
100%. He's actually really smart when it comes to like political science.
All right. Do I have to like pay him to come in here?
No, I just threaten him.
I can't threaten him, but you.
I
could-
do.
You can.
I tell him, meet me here at this fucking place, and then
Yeah.
I don't show up.
Oh, yeah. That's what I would do. All right. Go ahead.
So what we know from lots of studies that lower education people are more susceptible to misinformation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I'm in no way a genius. I score a 120 though on an IQ test. I score a 138 in math, science, and problem solving, which I can relate to because I've never been that person to lay down and just be like, well, woe me, that was my problem. I've always been able to figure that out. And I thought that was pretty common until throughout life I ran into people that would literally lay face down in a mud puddle and drown before they would help themselves up. So I was like, wow, I didn't know that. And I had to take a test. But anyway. So on to the Starlink thing. That seems like it seems like a really not a bad idea. Why would anybody be upset about Starlink? It's supposed to be a better product. It's going to save you money.
You can get it on the airplane now.
Right. So here's some things, though. When the government agreed to the contract, it wasn't just with Verizon. It was with AT&T, Comcast, and several other internet agencies to get internet to everybody in the United States, okay? Mainly to rural people that don't have access to information. And we know from studies, people in rural areas have a lower education level, okay? So we're now by putting everything into Starlink. So what that did was it didn't create a monopoly. So if Verizon went out of business, let's just do the business sense before we get into any of the conspiracy kind of shit. So let's just say Fuck it. All right. And this is where the message, we'll get on to messaging and communication, why communication is so important in every part of our life. So let's just say Starlink takes over all of it and they go belly up. Now every person in the United States no longer has internet, no longer has access to information because everything's through the internet, your smart TV, everything. Okay? All right. That's one negative of having one person in charge of it.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger negative is a satellite internet is easier to hack.
Mm-hmm.
And it's controlled by one person, meaning they can filter. So what a lot of people talk about the Social Security, well, it's not a big deal. Elon Musk has it's not your Social Security number. It's not that. It's your data points.
Okay.
So your data points, anybody can take those data points and then filter the information you receive according to your data points.
All right.
So meaning, if you're online, the only thing you will never see anything negative about certain people.
Interesting.
Because they can filter the information at that point. In 1938, Joseph Goebbels did the same exact thing because Hitler claimed that the media was all fake. And you couldn't listen to him because they were raging against him. And everybody was against him. And he's just trying to save the good patriots of Germany.
Mm-hmm.
So Joseph Goebbels handed out ham radios. And he gave these ham radios to all of his supporters.
I love ham radios.
Yeah.
I've always wanted
But he told
to do
them that was the only place they could get information because it was the only real source. So now they could filter and give you only the information they wanted you to see. We see that today. We see it on a smaller scale with YouTube, TikTok. People find information, their algorithms, their data points
Yep.
are what they see. So whether you
Plus,
go on
we got shit that's listening to us.
well, it's not. And so I used to work in marketing. I'll tell you. Listen,
Phones are listening, bro.
of course they are. Okay, let me back that up. Who is better at marketing and data points and collecting information than our government? Private corporations. They've been doing this for years. We used to have to buy mailing lists.
Oh, yeah.
And you would buy that mailing list and be like, all right, how many people bought TVs? I want to sell these people TVs. So you specifically go to Sears and you say, I want the mailing list of every single person that bought TVs. That's what data points are.
Sure.
Data points are worth billions upon trillions upon trillions of dollars. Why do you think tech boys want the data points of 330 million people? Back in the day, if you wanted those data points on 330 million people, it would cost you about 85 cents a piece. Back in the 80s. So imagine what data points are worth today to corporations to target marketing, because now you can target that fucking person.
Of course.
You can target. So now bring Starlink in. I wouldn't want any party, and this is not a right or left thing. This is, I don't want any party having that much control over the information. And that should scare everybody if you have anybody telling you that there's certain information that's fake out there. That's if you can't discern from an opinionated news from real news or whatever.
Sure.
Every station has opinionated.
Sure.
But they're all but the real news stations are regulated by the FCC.
Yeah.
And you can't take a sensational headline and run with it. An easy way to verify or check out an article, and I do this all the time. Say you come across a headline and it says, Russia invaded Ukraine to stop the Nazis from taking over. Okay? We'll just say that. Before posting that article, write the word debunked. Russia invaded Ukraine to take out the Nazis. There's going to be a whole swath of why that's not true. So now you have to take the information from both sides and read them both. That's the only way. Do you think a general wins a war by only listening to his troops, or do you think he studies the other generals and what they're doing and what information they're putting out and why they're putting that information out? And do they look at those other generals and go, well, that's fake news? They don't. So that's where your intelligence levels, and that's where that comes in, is when you're critical thinking. So you have a whole swath of people that want to talk about critical thinking. They want to talk about, but they're not truth seekers. They're right seekers. They want to be right. And this comes down to communication. Okay. I found myself, and you get agitated, and so once you're agitated, there's no longer a debate. It's now digging. I'm watching you type out a 10-page comment. I'm reading about, I don't know, a quarter of it until I get to something where I can smash you back. So we're no longer searching for the truth. We're fighting to be right. And so when it comes down to communicating, if you can't communicate, when we're in the military, they dumbed, and you have to do this for large swaths of people. You have 330 million different people in the United States. Every message you put out there, you have to dumb it down as low as you can. When I joined the military, they sat us in a goddamn briefing, and a drill sergeant stood up there with a washcloth and showed people how to wash their asshole. That's how far dumbing it down they have to do that. So the way I felt like the Democrats were trying to put their message out, and they're like, you're about to lose your democracy. Well, people didn't understand that message. Like, I don't know what the fuck none of that means. All I know is this guy's talking about my egg prices are $12. My gas is $4.50. I don't know what the fuck you mean by losing democracy. Starlink taking over Verizon, feeding you only the information that they want you to hear. Prosecuting people that speak out against you. No longer allowing people in the United States due process. Those were things, they did not dumb their message down, and they don't know how to communicate. I think Donald Trump is better at communicating with a common person, even though he can't fucking relate to them in any way, shape, or form. I think it's comes down to his intelligence level. He is not a Harvard speaker. He's not a Harvard businessman. He's a con man, but he's really good at connecting to people that don't connect. He's really good at playing people against each other. Jeffrey Epstein said that about him. He was like, he's the only man, he would take his best friends and play them against each other. Well, now he's done it with the entire country.
Yeah.
The entire country.
Yeah.
And please I am not advocating for the Democrats. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not advocating, because I honestly, the last couple elections, Trump's first, I did vote for him because I thought it was going to be cool to have a businessman in there. And then you sit back and you see the consequences of having somebody run that is used to running a business. And that's what we're leaning towards right now with Elon Musk. They believe democracy is outdated software. So they're more towards no longer having a president. Let's have a theocracy, and a CEO that runs everything. So if you and now what you do is you just privatize everything and you turn it into a for-profit business. I mean, we've talked about this before. But is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? Is that what people want? The United States we're supposed to be. It was originally, we're a constitutional republic where it came down to individual rights trumped over the whole of a mass of people, so we wouldn't have that mob mentality. But we're getting to that mob mentality again. So I think we're going to have to make a hard decision on which way we want our world to go. I don't think I have a choice in which way. It's going to come up to the younger generation on what they want and how they want to live. They're the ones that are going to have to take control.
Dave says it's going to be hell if you privatize.
100%. I can see that, but how do you convince?
United States Postal Service is now considering privatizing.
Yep. But how do you get that message out to people on how bad privatization is? Because now this is the problem that you have. The Democrats don't know how to communicate any of this stuff to the common people. So their solution, fuck them, let them do it. Let them learn on their own. And now you have the Democrats with a 7% approval rating. You have Congress with like a 30% approval rating and a president with a 40% approval rating or 39. You know what I mean? So neither party is looking for a solution, it doesn't seem. Neither party is, well, I don't want to say that. Neither party is looking for a solution for our problems.
Yeah,
That's
well said.
so, and you know the worst part, 31.4% of people voted for Donald Trump. 31.48% voted for Donald Trump. 30.78% voted for Kamala.
Mm-hmm.
The rest voted third party or didn't come out, meaning more people didn't vote for that man than did. And a lot of people don't. And whether even if Kamala won, it's still she what is she 30% of the people
sure
of the voting population only went out and voted
for
either one of the candidates. Neither one was better than the other. Both of them got about an even amount of fucking votes.
Yeah.
That's how low level our choices are.
By the way, Trump signed an executive order yesterday seeking to minimize the U.S. Education Department and give more authority to state governments.
How do you there's no way to stop it. The ball is rolling. It's a freight train. It is a freight train. You either get out of the way or get mauled over at this point.
Back to technology. And I know you and I are kind of all over the road, but that's how we are on Fridays. You know,
dude, AI technology scares me. Tech boys having all of those data points, that's scary. That is scary.
I know someone who it would be so amazing to have this person on the air with me some morning who has come to a point in their life, and they're right around my age, mid-50s, where they're starting to think a little bit more about mortality and quality of life and the time they have left on this earth and what's most important and prioritizing and blah, 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 who got rid of their computer at home, their laptop and their desktop, also got rid of their smartphone and got an old flip phone and only has a phone for the sake of making and receiving phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
Said, no more TV.
I bet he's a happy guy.
No more TV.
I bet he's super happy.
I don't want to
living in bliss.
Yeah, I don't want to see what's on TV. If you need to reach me, here's my phone number. If I need to reach you, I can call you too. Didn't go as far as the landline.
Yep.
I mean, he's got the flip phone. I want to focus on my
It's
family.
the first time I've ever been called a hardcore lefty.
Who called you a hardcore lefty? Jeez. You know what? You're hardcore middle.
I am.
So am I.
I am. I served this country honorably. I went down into Central America. I've done things for the government. My wife's done things for this country. 100%.
Just to be able to live life with being able to communicate by phone. Hey, you can call me. I can call you. But other than that, I'm dealing with my family and my friends who come to my house. I go to their house. Hey, you want to meet up? Let's go have pizza, whatever. Come on over. I throw some burgers on the grill. I'm working on my garden, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, no more this.
Yep.
No more watching Facebook, YouTube, Netflix. No more listening to what's coming down the pipe. But then I've heard people say, well, that's not responsible. It's the responsible thing is to be privy to what's going on in our nation, what's going on in the world, and if you're doing this,
So that goes back to
you're driving 100 miles an hour blindfolded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
everything. So
you're in bliss.
You're absolutely in bliss. So that's called isolationism. North Korea is an isolationist country. You can absolutely be an isolationist for a certain amount of time, but if you have no clue what your allies, what everybody else is doing around you, you're going to end up paying for it. I mean, how do you do that?
Yeah.
That's where your intelligence levels come. They have more anxiety because there's so much information that their brain is trying to process.
Sure.
And then when it is. Josh Howard made a point. He's talking about how the U.S. government can't do anything to make a profit. You're 100% right, because they were not designed to make a profit. They're not a private corporation. They're a service industry to service everyone as a whole. Let's just do the scenario. Let's call it a theocracy. Let's go the whole CEO route. Let's say we privatize everything. Now you're being controlled by a corporation, and if you cannot create a profit for that, how do you do healthcare? How do you do food stamps, welfare? How do you take care of people that don't turn a profit? You can't.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can raise your people at a poverty level, holy shit, what that does for you, the positive impacts of your country is huge. What do you think is a bigger positive for your country? Billionaires getting a tax break, or people being raised up out of poverty that are going to go spend money within the economy? They're the ones that are going to be buying your local stuff. They can actually go out, they can do things. Instead of when you're poor, what do you have for choices? Your only choice is to sit home. You're not going out to the movies. You're not going out to Donnybrook Fight Promotions on Saturday night because you have a family of 4 and your food stamps run out at the end of the month. Or you don't. And it's hard to relate. You can't say that. It's hard to relate if you've never lived that life. And then you have people that have lived that life. They're like, well, motherfucker, I made it through it. You can too. And I was like that. I really was, until I met so many people that just didn't have that in them. And I don't know.
Yeah.
You can't force it on them. It's just.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I wanted to I want to run down just a couple of stories that are going on in the news. Did you hear about this this kid from Pownell Elementary School who brought a 9mm to school with 67 rounds in his backpack?
His parents should go to jail.
That's what she said yesterday.
I'm a gun. Okay, so wait a minute. This lefty. Wait a minute. Hey, no.
Whoa.
Yep, go ahead.
Be careful with the G word, because literally, and I'm not joking, Facebook will shut me down.
Oh yeah. They do me too. But
so will YouTube.
I
don't even say the F
no,
word.
Don't even worry about it. So this hardcore lefty grew up in a smoke stick store. My dad sold smoke sticks for a profession. That's what he did.
Yeah.
And I believe that if you can't secure your fucking weapon from your kids, you are not responsible enough to have a fucking weapon. Yeah. Why should you have you are not responsible enough to make a decision to keep the gun away from keep the weapon away from your kid, then you're definitely not responsible enough to decide whether you take a life with that weapon. So it is your right, but it's also a privilege, man, because that weapon can take someone's life in a heartbeat. That quick, it can change everybody's life.
I'm glad that students were able to speak up and get the attention of the administration.
You know what's sad?
And I'm also glad that the result of all this was not tragic. I'm glad about all this. But the situation got worse when this kid pulled out of school, went home, and was allowed to get on social media. And he posted something, put a message out on social media, and I don't know what the message was. I wish I knew. The WCAX won't tell us, but how is he allowed to get on social media? How is he allowed to have a device in his hand?
Every single gun in that house taken?
Oh, my God.
I don't, whatever, man. I don't.
By the way,
So you know what sucks about that situation? That we've had to add into our training when it comes to the kids and the beginners. I've actually added in teaching them the difference between concealment, cover, and how to move under fire. What teaching that shit to a school kid, but I taught it to my kids when they were really, really little too. You never know, man. The world is changing every day. We're adding people to our population every day, and people are getting weirder and weirder. They're just lots of people.
Yeah.
And everybody's different.
This morning, we're seeing a homicide in Burlington, downtown Burlington, early this morning. Stabbing.
Yep.
Death.
Yeah. It's Burlington. It's a city. Anytime you get large, so you had one stabbing. Pull up New York City. How many stabbings did they have last night? Chicago. I mean, the more people you pack into a place, the more crime you're going to have. It's just common sense.
Would you want to have a business on Church Street Marketplace?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah, there's so many people. That's the trade-off.
Really?
With large populations of people, all the people that are buying shit are right there for you.
What?
Yeah. Of course I would. That's the trade-off. What do you think? You don't think there's any businesses in Compton? There's no businesses in Brooklyn or Brockton? Of course there is. That's the trade-off. High risk, high reward, baby.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Media night.
Yes.
Weigh-ins.
Yes.
Barry Auditorium.
6 o'clock. Free to the public.
6 o'clock.
Yep.
Free. Come on out. See the face-offs. See the face-offs. See them get on the scale. Meet the fighters. Take pictures. Grab some swag. What else? Just see the cage.
Yeah, you could see the setup. You could see all the stuff that's going on. It's a lot of fun.
I want to talk about National Single Parent Day today, March 21st. And then I have to talk about Haskell Opera House because it's got me all worked up this morning. This is the day that honors the moms and dads holding down the fort with all the hard work, the devotion, the sacrifices involved in single parenting. And man, raising kids anytime can be challenging, especially in this day and age. I can't imagine being a single parent. I mean, there's times when Sherilyn's driving the bus and, man, she's dropping the hammer, and I'm like,
so
wow.
This is once again.
It's tough, man. I don't know if there's anything tougher.
No. So this is once again comes back to communication in life. Everything in life is about communicating how you communicate to people. Marriage, life is fucking hard, dude. It is not easy. You know what is easy? Divorce, running away, avoiding your hard.
Whether it's by choice or circumstance.
Yeah. So me and my wife, I've told you this before, and I treat my relationships with my real friends the same exact way. Avoiding or running away from the problem, divorce is all off the table. The day we got married, all that stuff came off the table. It's no longer, so now we're forced to come up with a solution. Forced. The same thing with my relationship with Lucas John. The same thing with my relationship with Ed Collins. My relationship with you, JD. I don't have a ton of people in my life that I consider super close, but those people, I cherish that relationship and I'll fight for that relationship and I'll never run away from those hard conversations. So that's what I've tried to change about the way that I communicate with people. Is just the way I don't want to argue. I want to get their perspective.
It's a heavy load, man.
Yeah, it's getting somebody. It's the old saying. Until one day it clicks in. You get to a certain age, and you're like, live in somebody else's shoes.
Right.
What that means is, before you get angry at them because of whatever side they're taking, try to understand their perspective and why they think like that. So no longer do I be like, no, you're just fucking wrong. Why do you think that way? Why do you believe that? What made you believe that this was happening? Okay? Because if you don't, it just turns into an angry fight on each other trying to prove the other one is wrong.
You know what
and
I
one
like
is
to do?
right.
I like to ask that question. What makes you believe that? Even when you agree with them. That's what I like to do.
Yeah.
To hear additional perspective.
Yep.
Or maybe perspective that's totally aligned with you.
Yeah. Because I get frustrated. I'm like, how do you not see this? So now I have to go back and it's like, what is it? What is it? I don't.
Right.
Why do you believe that? No, okay. So now we're getting somewhere. Perfect. So you read this article. The reason I don't believe this article is because of this, and this. But I understand your perspective because of this.
Here's another example of this. I made you homemade beef jerky.
Ugh.
Homemade. I bring it to your house. I deliver it to you. And you're like, I don't like beef jerky.
Because I know how JD Green makes it salty on that beef jerky. Most people use salt, not JD.
What could possibly be wrong with someone who doesn't like beef jerky? And I was like, how could, what's the matter with you? You like meat, right? Yes, but you don't like beef jerky?
I fucking hate beef jerky, dude.
Don't understand.
Hate it. Never liked it.
But
it's weird tasting.
But here's the thing. We're still friends.
Yeah. Yep.
Right? Your wife was
I don't like cheese either.
God,
See? I'm
matter.
a fucking weirdo.
You really are, man. It's like,
I do. You know what? And I would love to
Gabe,
live in bliss.
Gabe, you want me to bring you some beef jerky? I'll bring you Rex's beef jerky.
Perfect. I do that. So, talking about living in bliss, I've come up with a rule that 8 p.m., no more social media for me. I take that time. I spend it with my wife, making sure we have time together. And what a stress reliever just with that alone. That one little thing. Pick a time. Shut your phone off. I won't answer phone calls. I won't respond to messages. I don't want that before I go to bed. That's not the last thing I want in my head before I go to bed.
Yeah.
The last thing I want in my head before I go to bed is me and my wife so high on edibles laughing so fucking hard that we're about to piss ourselves. That's what I want before I go to bed. That's what I enjoy. I do not enjoy going into a fucking rage. Because then what do? You lay in bed all night long thinking about how you're going to comment tomorrow? No. Go to bed, man. Hold hands with your wife. Eat some edibles. Eat some mushroom bars. Fucking have a good time.
Or like Sherilyn does, make me a spot of tea.
Absolutely. 100% I do that once in a while. I'll drink tea at night sometimes.
It's Maple Open House weekend. I know you got a lot going on with Donnybrook Fight Promotions, Battle in Barrie 16. By the way, we have to talk about tickets and stuff and how you can get it. But Maple Open House weekend, man. Do you have a favorite maple farm that you go to? Sugar House?
I would have to say McCarthy's. Cheryl.
Yeah.
Cheryl
Good
and
people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're local. I just always get it from Cheryl.
Sure. Vermont Maple Farm. Of course, Limlaw's.
Oh, there's
is
also
amazing.
the Grahams up in Williamstown.
Yeah.
They've been around this here. Oh, as long as my family's been around here. Well, that's their claim to fame, is that they've been here so long, for so many generations. Motherfucker, Barry's name because my great-great-grandfather was fighting for it.
I was with a guy yesterday. True. This is, I know that some of you are going to be like, what? I was with a guy yesterday who has never been in a sugar house.
What?
I know.
So he didn't grow up in Vermont, because they take you on goddamn tours when you're in school to the sugar house.
He did not grow up in Vermont.
That's the first time I ever. Oh, okay, so that's why.
And I'm like, dude,
take him to one of the Haynes' Sugar on Snow party.
For? My God, man!
Yeah.
I'm gonna track him.
You got to. If you come to Vermont, you have to. And you bringing somebody, that's like a staple. You got to bring them there. You got to bring them to the Buddy's Burgers down in Northfield. You got to bring them there too, on a motorcycle during the summer.
You know what? You know what? You know what Lily said to me? She's like, "Dad, it's getting warm out. Can we go to Warren Falls?"
Dude, I remember as a kid
Warren
swimming.
Falls.
Oh
It
yeah.
is the best. Oh my God.
I
It
remember
is
swimming in rivers, and
best.
my lips would be blue. My mother's
Oh.
like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Oh,
in
my God.
April and shit.
But you were numb and
Yeah.
you were having so much fun.
Yeah, we did. Remember
Oh,
those things?
God.
Those memories. That's like that's why we did the professional wrestling. Those are
Yeah.
some of the best memories of my grandfather. He was just one of the nicest dudes, man. He was in World War II, Korea, Vietnam. He
Yeah.
retired as a command sergeant major, I think. He was just but he was the nicest, soft-spoken man you ever met.
All right. Are you ready for? I have to talk about Haskell Opera House.
What is that?
The Haskell Free Library and Opera House.
Where is it?
Please, people, buckle up for this one. It's right on the border between Derby Line and Stansted, Quebec.
Oh, so it's just a hop skipping away up there.
It is an absolutely beautiful historic building.
If it's near Canada, I'm sure they keep it pristine.
It is
Dude, the trailer
beautiful.
parks in Canada are the most pristine fucking things you've ever
I
seen.
wouldn't be surprised. Never seen one.
They
Wouldn't be
take
surprised.
in Canada. They just take huge pride. You can tell when you drive through Barrie, like the Canadians that own homes, their landscape. They just take a lot of pride in their homes. They really, really do.
Well, the Haskell Opera House was built in the early 1900s, like 1901, 02.
Nice.
All right. It is an absolutely amazingly beautiful building. Over 120 years old.
Okay, what are we getting to?
It straddles the Canada-U.S. border.
Oh, they want to cut it in the middle.
You can enter without crossing a formal checkpoint. The Opera House, part of the seats are in Canada and part of the seats are in the United States. There's a line going right down the middle of the orchestra. It's been this way for over 100 years.
That's awesome.
It's really cool. I've been in there. All of a sudden, did I say over 120 years? I did. All of a sudden, and this is in the news today, Google it, the U.S. government has decided to close the Canadian access to the Haskell Opera House. They're having a press conference today, and several U.S. representatives are going to be there.
Is this where we end the show and play Crazy Train?
The Newport Daily Express, which I have right here, says the closure, announced unilaterally by U.S. authorities, restricts Canadians' access and forces the library and the Opera House to consider significant infrastructure changes to adapt. The closure is expected to impact local tourism and community activities centered around the library, which has functioned as a neutral meeting place for residents of both countries.
Hey,
Unbelievable. People, you got to check this out, man. Get on the Newport Daily Express, read the article. I don't know if the press conference today is going to be broadcast, but stuff like this just burns my ass, Rex. He's reading something right now.
yeah, I want to find who was the lady. Okay,
People do cross the border in that library. It's been a constant issue. They catch people dropping off things to go across from time to time as well. Yes, I am aware of that. I've been aware of that for decades. I know. But still. Really?
hey, what you voted for it?
Really?
What do you have to say? It's over. It's over. What? You can dwell on it. I don't know what to say. The only way if you're going to get change is you go to the voting booths. That's it. Because the Democrats ain't going to fix it for you. The Republicans ain't going to fix it for you. Do you know, so for example, we could have had a third party fucking president this election. I just went through the numbers. 31, 30%. A third party could have came in and grabbed 40% of the vote, and we could have had a real fucking president.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jill Stein. Dr. Jill Stein. Awesome. But, hey, we got what we wanted.
Well, Patty just says, times are trying when you piss off the Canadians, and someone is doing a great job of that.
Hey, is Jessica Palin still watching?
I don't know. She might be.
Jessica, if you're still watching, I want you to make a comment. Yeah, don't we have bigger issues in this country? We have major issues in this country, but
yeah, my God, man.
One side believes that they're fixing the problems. The other side believes they are compounding the problems.
Yeah, right.
So both truths can be right, though, right? Both truths can be right.
But if we,
there's certain parts, but listen, they are trying to solve one problem, which is they claim is our national debt, and they're trying to solve that problem. So they're actively their propaganda or whatever is that they're solving this problem. The other side's pointing out, but you're creating all these other problems. So, but the other problem is the Democrats aren't coming with a solution because Americans agree we're all paying too much.
Al says, don't underestimate her, dumbass.
Who am I underestimating?
That will be a huge mistake.
Who am I underestimating?
I don't know.
What woman?
I don't know.
Oh, the Palin. What? No, I don't. No. I wasn't.
Scott wants to know why you didn't run.
I have been in politics. It's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fun, and I don't have a autistic billionaire backing me. Maybe if I had one of them, I'd have a real chance. But as we see, the two-party system is rigged against a third party. They're not allowed to do. They can't be in with the primaries. They don't get any ad time. They don't get no super. It's just stupid. It's rigged for a two-party system. And then those two parties split us down the middle and convince us that the other side is a piece of shit. When I'm not saying the MAGA supporters are pieces of shit. I'm saying the party people up at the top are pieces of shit, and those people are following pieces of shit. That's right now. And last term, we still had shit bags up there. You can have two truths at the same time.
Sports news, Boston Celtics just sold for a record-breaking $6.1 billion yesterday.
Is that like an hour of Elon's pay?
$6.1 billion.
What is that? I don't know. You guys are like,
wow.
It's billions. Billions are no big deal anymore.
Jesus.
We're in the, what is it?
Damn. I mean, they've been around since the 40s. I understand that,
I hope they sold it to someone in New York.
Jesus.
Wouldn't that be
some
funny?
Private equity exclusive.
Out of New York City.
I don't know.
The New York Celtics, would that blow the mind of Massachusetts?
What say you about everything that's happening with Teslas and Tesla dealerships and Molotov cocktails and holy shit.
I will tell my
and
honest.
They're lighting charging stations on fire. And
100% falls on Elon Musk.
Shit.
100% falls on Elon Musk. This is my personal feeling. Do not make consequences myself with my own business. Just like Michael Bisson called me a lefty, whatever. That could affect I mean, because I've spoken
Michael, he's not a lefty. I'll tell you that.
I've spoken my political beliefs out in the public.
Yeah.
So I could have consequences of my business. There might be somebody that's like,
that
guy's a lefty. I would never hire him.
You know what,
Perfect.
though? If someone listens to a minute or even 2 minutes of any podcast and they hear someone speaking and they take just that soundbite and go, oh, that person's a lefty. if they really knew
Right.
you, and I'm not talking about just knowing you from listening to you on one episode on
Right.
Aired Out, but if they really knew you and listened to every Friday when you're on the air,
Yeah.
or even knew you off the air personally, the last thing they would think is that you are a right-winged wacko.
Bro, how many
or
times
a-
have I
or a le-
talked
or a
about
lefty?
what the Democrats have done to our country, what they've done to our families, just the policies, what they've done that really have negative effects on the American people. I don't
Yeah.
feel like we're being represented anymore. We're just being divided. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no one up there fighting for it. I take that back. There is, and I'm not going to mention their names because then I'll be called a communist and everything else. But they're the guys that are out there walking the streets. They're the guys hopping on a bus and bringing elderly people across the border to get prescriptions for them at a cheaper rate. So say what you want. Well, them guys, like your Matt Gaetz, well, he's out there sleeping with 16-year-old girls. These guys are out trying to fight. I don't know. Some people say this, that they're not fighting, but it sure seems like it. It sure seems like they're pretty passionate about their job. I don't know. That's my perspective. I know that when I was stuck in Central America, there was a point where my finances got really, really messed up because I volunteered to go somewhere and it wasn't necessarily with the military. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my finances got really, really screwed up. I called every single one of my senators. At the time, they were Republicans. Believe it or not, our senators that were up in, down in Washington, we used to be Republican.
Yep.
And so I called them. Nothing happened. I sent one letter to Bernie Sanders. And the very next day, I was in the commander's office. I was on a private C-12 jet getting flown into Panama. He's like, why would you call your senator? I was like, because you guys haven't done anything. I've been paid in 3 months. And all of a sudden, but I don't know, man, that was a dude that did something for me. So I was able to relate to him. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't agree with his policies. I don't. I think he's really extreme in a lot of his policies. But as a human and as somebody, he fights for his ideologies. He really, really does.
Can you get him in here to share a couch with
Oh,
you?
I doubt it. He's
Have
too
you asked?
popular now. I have asked. I've sent him letters.
Have you?
Yep.
Did he reply?
No.
No.
No. Oh, we didn't even talk about the biggest news with Donnybrook yet.
Oh, my God, Chris.
Okay. So we have been in negotiations for about a month right now. And what we have done is we have taken on a partner and an investor, a very large financial investor, Street Beefs. They have come on.
Is this official?
This is 100% official. We did the contracts Wednesday night. We've been waiting to announce this. This is freaking huge. This is going to give those guys. We have so many ideas that we are throwing up there. The very first thing that's going to happen is we're designing our Roku TV channel right now.
What?
Yeah. So you're going to have DBFP TV on Amazon, Apple, Roku, your phone, your tablet, smart TV, just like Netflix. We're creating a Netflix app. On that app, we're going to be bringing on podcasts like Aired Out Podcast. You're going to be able to see Aired Out Podcast on your television. You're no longer going to have to pull it up on your phone. So, ladies, you can stop the little General Hospital, turn it over to Aired Out, and watch me talk out my ass.
Don't say that to G, because he's not going to stop watching. He's not going to stop watching his afternoon soap operas. It's just not going to happen.
So we are already booking. We already have the June card booked. This is our plan for the June card. I just reached out to a UFC fighter, a very popular UFC fighter. And I'm not talking about an old guy out of his prime that we're going to bring back in. I'm talking about a current guy that we're in negotiations with him right now to fight our current Donnybrook small glove Muay Thai champ, John Pena. for our main event.
Shit.
We have a professional slap fighter for the co-main event that's going to fight in an MMA fight.
Dude.
And we are looking to book the feature event will be a bare knuckle fighter in an MMA fight. Yeah. We're expanding our digital platform. We're going to be bringing up a lot of Street Beefs fighters, helping them build up their base, get up to where they need to be to start fighting sanctioned fights, to move on to possibly professional fights. And we're going to do all of this in Barrie, Vermont. We're going to expand everything. Chris is bringing on. It's not only Street Beefs. They have a venture capitalist company that's investing. Yeah, we're talking. This is really, really going to explode. And then so our plan. You know how I am with friends and stuff like that. How loyal. So that's why we're bringing our friends with us. You know, Granite City MMA is coming. Aired Out Podcast is coming with us. We want to bring along people like Green Mountain Wrestling that rooted right here in Barrie, Vermont. So we're going to give
what a show last Sunday.
Absolutely. Huh? We want to give everybody in this little town a platform that everybody in the world can see. How fucking cool is that? Not only that is once we put the Street Beefs on there and all of their fights, there's 6 million followers instantly on that TV channel.
Yep. Exactly.
What do you think that'll do for the Aired Out sponsors?
Is the city of Barrie recognizing that this is becoming as massive as it really is?
I hope someday.
Are they coming? Are city officials, city government,
No.
walking through the doors of the Barrie Auditorium and coming to these events? You're doing how many per year?
4.
Are they coming?
No, they're not. They're not. Not yet. That it was just like I went over last weekend. I did that live at the Barrie Auditorium when a high school basketball game was going on, and I was sitting in the parking lot. I was like, "How cool is that? There's a high school basketball game. There's News 44. There's NBC 5. There's WCAX. There's the Times Argus." I was like, "You're covering a high school basketball game, but the professional welterweight title of the number 1 ranked guy is going to be there next weekend." And you won't see one news outlet there whatsoever. I don't know if we've been blackballed by the media. I have no clue. Whatsoever. But a high school basketball game in the state of Vermont. You know what we need? Want me to tell you? This is exactly what I need. If you want to see this stuff and you want us to get exposure so that everybody can see it, email fucking NBC 5, email WCAX, Fox News 44. They blow me off. For some reason, and we advertise. You've seen our TV commercials. We pay to advertise.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it's just not important. It's so the news goes by what their constituents want to see. If you want to see MMA get reported, you want to see then contact the news people, contact the sports department.
March 22nd is going to be the biggest
because we send out press releases every single time.
Battle of Barrie 60
and invite them for
versus Sanders, the number 1 ranked middleweight in New England and the Northeast, is going to be fighting local guy Chris Brock.
I'm looking on their page for their email here. I'll see if I can find it. It's got to be somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's news stories at NBC 5 and something. I have them all. I have them in my email, like right then and there.
Here it is, right here. I got it. And you know what I'll do? I'll put it in the comments here for people to.
Even the Times Argus. Like the Times Argus, how come that's your local newspaper and they're not even reporting on one of the biggest events? You know where? Weren't they at the wrestling tournament too? High school sports are somehow rated higher than professional sports. I don't get that. Will they be at the Coyote games? What is their problem with Donnybrook Fight Promotions? Seriously. Do they have an issue? Did we offend them in some way, shape, or form? I don't know. Someone should tag the Times Argus. Hey, Dave Delacour, where are you at, my man?
I just put the email addresses for Channel 5, PTZ.
We have a black screen right now.
Oh, sorry. I'm pressing.
Thanks, Glenn.
Thanks, Glenn. I'm pressing buttons here. I'm clicking around on the internet here. News at WCIX.com and news tips at mynbc5.com.
Yeah. Send them emails.
Yeah.
It takes 2 seconds. Send them an email and ask them why they're not covering it. Because they won't tell me.
Mhm.
I have no clue.
Mhm.
Maybe I don't know. I'm pretty abrasive.
No, you just you say it like it is, buddy, and that's some people can handle that, some people can't.
Right. It's you know what? Probably boils down to my communication. Maybe I'm not communicating right. Maybe that's what it is.
Today being Friday,
Yes.
in addition to Battle and Berry 16
Fuck around, find out Friday.
media
That's what you
night,
should call it.
media night and
FAFO.
weigh-ins at the auditorium. It's also the grand opening of the Annex at Amy's Armoire.
Nice.
This afternoon at 4 o'clock, they're going to have a ribbon cutting, 50% off everything Friday and Saturday from 10 to 4:30. I'm hoping to get over there and stream it a little bit.
Sweet. You gonna stop? Are you gonna come up for the media weigh-ins?
Of course I'm going to.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, of course I'm going to. Absolutely.
You still ain't figured out how I keep getting onto your live, have you?
No, I have. How do you? You've been hijacking Aired Out lately. Has Sherilyn been giving you my passwords?
I'm
Hell's
not going to
going
talk
on
about
here?
what me and Sherilyn do in private.
Maple Open House Weekend this weekend. On Sunday, don't forget, Imagine Moving On, our speaker series. Kristen Williams will be in here speaking at 6 p.m. live on Sunday night. I can't wait. We do this once a month with Paul Brody and Imagine Moving On. It is amazing. Trust me, don't miss it. Sunday night at 6 o'clock. We'll be live right here.
Hey,
March 30th, Brittany Burt Memorial Bingo Fundraiser. Christina Willie is going to be on the air with me on the 25th. That March 30th bingo fundraiser is at the Den. It's going to be huge. And Saturday, May 3rd, which I haven't even had a chance to tell you.
you know the only number they don't call out in Iraq during bingo?
Oh, God, Lord.
B-52.
Saturday, May 3rd is what, Rex? What is that important
What?
day? Saturday, May 3rd. Why is it?
Oh, fuck, dude. Well, thank you.
What is
I'll put money in for that. That is the Bikers for Beth.
No.
No.
Bikers for Beth.
No.
Bikers for Beth is the 18th of May. What is May 3rd? By the way, Eddie's coming in here
Oh, Eddie Sanborn. I'll come in that day. Eddie's my cousin.
with Donna Poitras.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
On the
Absolutely.
22nd of April.
Okay.
22nd.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Remember that.
100%.
But Saturday, May 3rd is Green Up
May
Day.
3rd or 30th? Oh, 3rd. Oh, yes. That's when
Green
you
Up
take
Day.
all your shit out of your garage and throw it on the side of the road. Then people will pick it up.
Yeah.
You know what's really cool is it's awesome that we in Vermont, we take that much pride in clean up Vermont like that. Because when you leave the state, you just see the trash on the side. They don't
Yeah.
care. That's
Yeah.
like not a priority for them.
Anyway, Green Up Day. We are teaming up with the Veterans Place in Northfield. And we are going to have
Yeah, did you land that?
I did.
100%. Fuck yeah.
Mark McCarthy, the owner of Lenny's,
Yep.
is letting us set up in the parking lot on Saturday, May 3rd, to host a bottle drive to benefit the Veterans Place.
Perfect.
I'll be there with my 76 and a trailer.
Will there be a radio station covering this?
No, aired
No,
out.
no, no. Aired
We'll
out.
be streaming it.
Exclusively aired out.
G is coming with a truck and a trailer.
Nice.
Barslow Construction might possibly be coming with a truck and a trailer to collect bottles and cans, all to benefit the Veterans Place in Northfield.
Perfect.
Lenny Shoe and Apparel from 9 a.m.
I do have a dump trailer. I could bring it down. I'll empty it out.
9 till 2. 9 till 2. All right?
All right.
Listen, we all know a veteran. The Veterans Place in Northfield is an amazing, amazing place.
And I know that because my platoon sergeant first class Richards, who was a Green Beret, he was a long tab Special Forces soldier, just a fucking stud on the battlefield.
Yeah.
And he was at that place, man. It really made me sad to see a stud like that.
Yep.
Later in life, man, and it's man. So when
Is
you're
he,
out
is he,
there, when
is he at the Veterans Place
he was
in Northfield?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's
He passed away?
I don't know. I haven't seen him in years.
Okay.
Have not. He was. I mean, he was already a sergeant first class by the time he was ready to retire when I got there. But
Okay.
it's just for me, especially online when I see people like trash and other vets and stuff over political stuff. When I know exactly what every single one of those medals. That brings me back to the time I remember coming home from basic training from Fort Benning, and I thought I was a goddamn stud, dude. I had my little blue fucking cord. I had my 2 ribbons, and I remember going to put it in the closet next to my dad's uniform, and that's when it blew my mind. I'd seen that uniform my entire fucking life and never knew what those medals were.
Right.
I was
Wow.
blown away by it.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't put my uniform in there. He had a Silver Star, 2 Bronze Stars, ones with Valor, 2 Air Medals. So that's why he's a fucked up individual to this day.
Wow. Hey, how do we get tickets for Saturday night's fight?
DonnyBrookFightPromotions.com. You can head there. You can get them. You can get them on Facebook on our Battle and Berry 16 event page. You can buy them through there. You can get them at the door. There's also going to be a couple VIP tables that you can buy at the door. They seat 6 people. They're $500. So it ends up being $75. Or you can buy the individual, like what I'm about to give away right now. I'm going to give away, we have long tables that seat 8 people. And so instead of having to buy the whole table, you can buy individual seats. They're $100 a piece. So what I'm going to do
right up close.
Oh, yeah. The waitresses come right to you.
But I mean, you're close to the cage.
Yeah, oh, yeah, you are. The rest is general admission all the way up the bleachers. We even opened up the middle set of bleachers because we're expecting a huge crowd. So I was just texting my daughter, and I asked her how we should give away these 2 tickets. And you know what she said to me? She goes, there's a girl on there that's never been to our show.
Yeah.
With a fiance. She goes, she said, you give them tickets to her. I said, all right, I'll do that. Because she's going to go and she's going to tell everybody.
What's her name, Jessica?
No,
I can't remember
want to say
her
it was
name.
Sarah Palin. Yeah, Jessica Palin. Is that the name?
Jessica. I think it's Jessica. I'm searching back
all the
here.
way at the beginning. Look at all the comments.
Oh, my God.
Man, I'm going to have to put my glasses on for this shit.
Wow. Holy crap.
Wow. I'm not even paying attention.
We have well over 100 comments here already.
Jiminy Cricket.
You've got some homework to do, buddy. You're going to be reading through these tonight. Jesus. And, can I just say, we do read through every
We do, because I go through, after I get done, I go through and I like the comment. Jessica Palin.
Yeah.
Jessica, you will have 2 free tickets, 2 free VIP tickets waiting for you at the at-call window.
Yeah.
Just for you. You and your fiance. Come watch our show for free.
Awesome.
You're going to have a blast.
Jesus, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that.
Thanks for having this lefty on, man.
Yeah, this hardcore.
I'm not even just a lefty. I'm a hardcore lefty. Well, I just shaved my blue hair off.
Yeah, I see
after
that.
my transition surgery.
Yeah, I see. Movies playing at the Capitol Theater tonight. Alto Nights, that's the Robert De Niro flick. I got to go see it. Oh, my God, I got to see it. Honora, Captain America, Brave New World.
Oh, I want to see Captain America.
Yeah.
Dude. I'm a huge Marvel fan.
Novocaine, Snow White, that's at 6:30 tonight. You and I are going to be there at that one. Holding.
Cocaine or Novocaine?
No, we're going to go see Snow White, you and I, and we're going to hold hands. Share popcorn.
Huh. You know, the cool thing is I am so comfortable in my sexuality, I absolutely could hold your hand. Pussy.
Paramount, Day the Earth Blew Up is playing tonight, and Mickey 17. So great movies that are out. So
I know.
Go see a movie.
I can't. I got the weigh-ins.
I know you do, but it's like.
I think I'm going to do the Dante show tomorrow, though, because I don't have to be down there till noon. We'll see how it goes, but I'll probably do the Dante show.
Everyone that's listening this morning that may not be familiar with what you're talking about with Dante, please do tell. This is huge.
So
it's getting huge.
Yeah,
really,
yeah. Dante is pretty popular. But Dante, I do a private lesson.
Teenager?
Yes, he is. He's just a
autistic.
Yes.
You give him a private jiu-jitsu
I do
lesson
Yes.
on Saturday mornings.
100%.
Just the two of you.
Yeah, it's going to be 10 a.m. tomorrow, though.
All right.
9:30, 10 a.m. It'll be about 10 a.m. because I'll start the class about 9, 10.
So many people love starting their Saturday mornings watching
because
you and
he gets
Dante.
so excited to get on because he's on TV and he does this flapping up and down because he's just so excited. And so it is. And that's the cool thing about teaching and mentoring kids and keeping them excited, because you have to be excited to give them that energy. If
Yes.
you can't be in a bad mood, you can't be around them people. Those people are an autistic kid picks up on energy.
Right.
They don't pick up on what you're saying. They don't care what's coming out your lips. It's your energy.
Your energy.
If you have a negative energy, you're going to have a bad day with an autistic kid.
Right.
So it's really, you have to build yourself up, because not every day I'm in a great mood. I'm not.
Yeah.
I may have just got done arguing with Scott Weston online.
Yeah.
So, and then have to go in and deal with Dante.
Yeah.
So it's a whole, you have to work yourself up. And I do that purposely because it's for his benefit.
Yeah.
Because, why he was there. He got held down on a bus by people that didn't understand autistic children.
Sure.
And an adult held him down, face down on a bus floor. And I watched the video and I was mortified listening to him scream. I was like, nobody's ever going to hold you down again, my man.
Yeah. And this is this can be quite a complicated subject, but everybody should know how to defend themselves in some way.
Yeah.
In some way.
Yeah. If you know how to swim, then you should know how to at least defend yourself. I'm not saying you should learn how to beat somebody up. I'm saying you should learn how to survive an attack. That's all I'm saying. You can avoid fights. It's really easy. Don't go to the bar. When somebody gets angry, walk away. Your first line of defense should always be walking away. If you're not a fighter, you don't want to go to the bar looking for fights and stuff like that, then you should learn at least a basic self-defense. Just like you should learn to doggy paddle, because it could save your life.
Sure.
And that's all self-defense is a doggy paddle. Think about it that way. It's a doggy paddle. So maybe you're not a big swimmer, but you definitely learn how to swim. I don't have a pool. I don't go near the water, but I still, as a little kid, learned how to swim.
Yeah. Love having you in here on Friday mornings. It is like the best way to kick off.
It's so much fun in
a
the
weekend.
mornings.
Yeah, it really is. I love it. Did you catch G yesterday on Thursdays?
I didn't, dude. I was on the phone all day long. I had to do last-minute licensing. I had a fight replacement, but we did get Quinn Smith a fight. So Quinn Smith from Granite City MMA, he's going to be on there. I'm so excited for the tag team wrestling. I can't tell you how. I'm like a little kid on Christmas Eve with the fights and this belt, just holding that belt like a son of a biscuit.
Rodney Nowak, better swimmer or better fighter?
You know what?
Which is it?
Me?
No, for Rodney. Is he a good better swimmer, or is he a better
Bro, believe it or not, Rodney Nowak always surprises the hell out of me, because he's like this little skinny guy. So Rodney does Thai. He never comes to jiu-jitsu because he's, I don't know, scared, weak little guy.
Yeah.
So he never comes to jiu-jitsu, and I've always just, And he goes, you want to roll? And I was like, all right, you want me to take it easy on you, little guy? Bro, he surprised the fuck out of me. He actually swept me. I was like being all lazy, and then he went, whoop, whoop. I was like, oh, you little son of a bitch. He surprised me a couple times. He surprised me the first time that I sparred with him. And every time, I'm just, and he threw a spinning back fist. I never even saw it, and it stumbled me. And he's like, oh, I'm really sorry. And I was like, sorry for what? I didn't even feel that. So it's funny to you see someone little and you just automatically assume I'm smashing him. But no, he's a good little roll, man. If somebody, I'm a brown belt. So if somebody off the street grabbed a hold of Rodney, they would be really surprised what they grabbed a hold of.
I'll take Rodney on easily.
Rodney beat the brakes off you.
You seriously?
I am dead serious. That's what makes me like, because he works for the city.
What are you
and a lot of them guys look at him because he's just this little guy.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about a race across the swimming pool.
Oh,
What
yeah.
are you,
Dude,
what are you talking about?
dude, you'd sink like a rock. He's a 125-pound feather.
I can outswim that bitch.
No way. That guy
What
doesn't
are you
even.
talking about? I'm talking about swimming.
Dude, he's
What are you
got
talking
arms
about?
that are 7 feet long. He weighs 100 pounds.
Oh, God.
You're built like a rock. Aerodynamically, you are not making it through the water,
about?
Michael Phelps.
Fat floats,
Fat-
bro. You bitch.
Shit floats. Fat doesn't. You'd sink right to the bottom as Rodney went swimming laps around. Rodney'd probably have to swim down and save you.
Have a marvelous weekend. We'll see you tonight at the auditorium. At what time again?
When?
6 o'clock.
Doors open at 6. Fights start at 7.
Saturday night. But what about
Yep,
tonight?
7 o'clock national anthem starts everything off.
All right, 7 o'clock. What about tonight? Media
Tonight,
night.
6 o'clock, media.
6 o'clock.
Yep, come
Barrie
meet the
Auditorium.
fighters.
Free.
Come see the professional wrestlers. Hey, you never know what's going to happen when 2 professional wrestlers show up for a face-off. This is the first time that professional wrestlers have ever had to do a face-off like a fighter. So we're going to have security there. Just because we don't.
You're going to need security.
Yeah, because there's some.
Just for me and Brummert, because he's gonna put down a couple of Red Bulls, and the two of us are gonna get nasty. You watch. It's happening. I love you, buddy. Thank you for coming in.
All
here.
right, my man. You take care.
March 22nd,